Sold a million and ain't comfortable. Poor boy. And you 30, you still to go to the store, boy. Well, let the store get a Windex to clean the rain. Chicken wings and fried rice.
What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Division video, and this time I recorded this a couple days ago while playing, just to sort of support my stance in my last Division video, where I was saying that I don't think a lot of the things that people are saying are the problem are actually the problem. I think, as I said in my last video, that people just don't have anything to do. And I was playing in the Dark Zone solo, which is a mistake in and of itself, but I do it all the time. I really don't care. I'm usually able to survive. But anyway, and as no surprise, there's people in DZ1, DZ1 and 2 just going rogue, and at one point the entire server was here. And I just sat back and I watched as, I don't know, and this video isn't that long and some of the clips are repeated, but I needed it long enough for me to say what I wanted to say. The people just they have nothing else to do. Like, what else are they gonna do? You go into DZ to farm, but you get stuff that you already have. It's you know, if you're able to get something that's rolled a little better than what you currently are wearing, then that's great. But for the most part, it's pretty much crap. The underground is crap. The incursions are crap. The anything outside of the incursions are crap. And that's really all there is to it. Like, there's nothing else for these people to do, but what you see in the clip right here is just kill other people. And there's even no benefit to that. I mean, you kill someone while you're rogue, and everyone's looking for the same thing, so you're going to end up with 30 people chasing you. And unless you're just a ridiculously overpowered group, and you play really smart, and the group I play with does, I mean, we're able to get away from those and actually run off a manhunt and actually get XP, but the XP is meaningless because your Dark Zone rank is meaningless, because the gear that you can buy in the Dark Zone is crap, so that it means nothing anymore to gain XP. And because you have to be a certain level to use certain gear in the Dark Zone, then you can come in as a level 1, you know, and obviously you're going to rank up pretty quickly by just killing NPCs, because the amount of XP you need isn't that much, but you can use all of the gear right away. And so I was talking with these guys that you see that are rogue here, and I was just kind of screwing with them. They weren't trying to kill me at any point. I was just kind of talking to them. They did try to kill me at one point, but I got away, and they were griefing the checkpoint, and I just kind of ran away from them. And then one of them started talking to me, and I just asked him, I said, "Are you guys actually having fun doing this?" And they were like, "No, not really, but there's really nothing else to do." And I mean, they're right, and I've said that for a while. Like, there's nothing else to do, and you see the lag in the game. It's unreal. But these people have nothing to do in the Dark Zone. They have nothing to do anywhere, really, other than rinse and repeat the same things over and over again, and you're not really going to get anything out of it. You know, it's kind of pointless to do these things. And I find that it's really disappointing, because it used to be, you know, you go through the 1 through 30, you go in the Dark Zone, you get some gear, you go back and do some challenger missions, and they're really, really difficult, and then you got to go back and gear up some more, get some better weapons, some better mods, etc., etc. And it's just, that doesn't exist anymore. Once you go through the 1 through 30 progression, there is nothing else to do after you gear up, really. Unless you just want to build every single build that you can, sure, then go ahead. But once you get the gear for the build that you want, there's really nothing else to do. I mean, you know, I go rogue. I try to go on manhunt solo. It rarely works out. Now I might escape if I can find 1 or 2 people that aren't that strong, and I can take on solo versus an entire group. Or if I go solo rogue and the entire server is there, you can forget about it. But in this case, like, I was so bored that I wasn't even trying to gear. The pack I'm wearing, I'm pretty sure has like a purple cache in it, which, whatever, I really don't care about it. I did get an MP7 at some point during this whole ordeal, but point being, what else am I supposed to do? I can't play it solo. I can't like go actually farm. Even if I could go, even if there was gear to be had, and I have a pretty decent build. I'm running close to 300 DPS, right at about 470 health or toughness, whatever you want to call it, and like 31 skill power. I'm pretty happy with my build. Like I don't run sentries, so I'm not running Alpha Bridge. I'm pretty happy with the build I have. It works for me. It works with the group that I run with. I rarely ever have to change anything unless I want to do more damage. I'll put on a Reckless Chest or Savage Gloves, or if I want to tank up a little bit, I'll put on another piece. So I have to switch at max 2 pieces, which takes all of a second. But a lot of people aren't, they don't have that luxury to just switch their gear like that. But the way my gear is set up, like I can just switch 1 or 2 pieces and I can do whatever content I'm looking to do, no problem. And to me, that's an issue because there's nothing else to do. Like I go in the Dark Zone and extract gear, but all I'm gonna do is deconstruct it or sell it for credits. It's pretty crap stuff. And at this point, I was just in the room with them. They're in the same room. I went back down there, and again, like I said, they weren't trying to kill me at any point, so whatever. But I was just watching like what was going on. And yeah, the thing, like, what are these guys gonna do? What am I gonna do? What are they gonna do? What is anyone gonna do? Other than test out new guns or maybe tweak a build here and there and then test it out, but for the most part, everyone at this point in the game is either optimized as much as possible or they don't really know that much about the game to optimize their gear, and so they're just kind of stuck in the middle, which is fine. I was there at one point. I didn't really look into the game to see how that worked. Until I did, I was running a pretty crappy build, and I'm sure a lot of other people are. But now, like, you have all of the same people. They're either running Alpha Bridge or Sentries. And again, a lot of problems are problems that we're already aware of. So I'm not saying anything new. But I think 1.4 and balancing the game and all that good stuff, I think is great and is needed. But I don't think that's the problem with the game. I think the problem is there's nothing for the people to do. I think even with 1.4 coming out, and everything being balanced out, even if it was perfectly balanced, what is there to do? It's going to be the same content. So you're still going to have people in the Dark Zone, I won't say griefing. In some cases they do, but griefing checkpoints, just going PvP, which is fine. I love going, doing PvP. But what about the people that want to go farm gear? Well, that's the idea of 1.4. You give them other places to go to farm that gear, and I get that. But what happens down the road, and hopefully I'm assuming, at least I'm hoping so, that by the time we hit a plateau again, where, okay, now the majority of people, or a large portion of people, have optimized gear, now there's nothing else to do all over again, and you get back into the Dark Zone, and you get back into the same loop. And I'm hoping that the survival DLC will be out by then, and that'll give people, something else to do besides going to Dark Zone. We definitely need a PvP arena. I'm sure everyone agrees with that, which would be great, to give these guys something to do, because you do have people that are lower levels that aren't geared that maybe want to go in the Dark Zone and farm, and that's fine. And the Dark Zone is not meant for you to not have to worry about players coming to kill you and take your gear. It's not meant for that. It's meant to be just that. You go in the Dark Zone, you're trying to get gear, but you have to be looking over your shoulder, because there could be a group of rogue agents or someone who's looking to go rogue, who's looking to steal your gear. And right now, that's not the sense of the Dark Zone. And I don't think even balancing out everything is going to fix that, because I think the problem isn't that. I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is they don't have anything else to do. What else are you gonna do? Even the people that are optimized now, when they get to the point where they have all of the new gear with all the new talents and yada yada yada, and they start to optimize their builds, the people that actually know what they're doing, I think you're going to run into that same problem all over again. And until you give these guys something else to do, because they're not going to go out in the regular environment and farm. They already have gear. They're not going to do incursions. I mean, maybe every now and then they might feel bored and go do something like that, but for the most part, they're going to go resort right back to what we have now, which is just PvP, testing out your gear. Oh, I like this, I don't like that, I need a new whatever gear set item. And they go farm until they get it, and then they go back in the Dark Zone and do the same thing all over again. I don't think very many people are optimizing the gear for PvE. They're doing it for PvP. And I think until you have something for them to do, you're going to keep running into that scenario. And I don't think 1.4 is the fix for that. I think it's a step in the right direction. Obviously, it's something that we need for the rest of the game to work, but I don't think it's going to fix everything. And that's just, I think this video sort of supports that. I wish I had started recording earlier, but I didn't. But I got as much of it as I could. So, in any event, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see you next time. Peace.